Hello, Accounting Superstars. This is Professor Don Bush from the Accounting Superstar channel. So glad you're here. I've been a professor for about 30 years and a CPA for about that long, and I've got great ways to explain accounting. You've come to the right place. So today's lesson is a super easy example about whether or not a company should accept a special offer. I boiled this down to the bare bones. It's basic, super basic. Hey, but before we get started, it's a beautiful day here in Colorado. I've got a picture of what it looks like outside right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And also, here's a picture of Regis University. This is where I teach, and Regis is a great school. It's a beautiful school, and it's got a good accounting program too. So if you're thinking about studying accounting, come on over here to Regis. So let's get started here. Special order from San Diego. Super easy example. So here's some facts before we get started or get too deep into it. So here we go. The boat dealership in San Diego offers to buy 20 15-foot swordfish sailboats. So the swordfish is the name of the sailboat. Sunset does not currently sell sailboats in Southern California, so this might be a new opportunity. Sunset has idle factory capacity and can fill the order without affecting fixed costs. So things are a little slow at the Sunset Sailboat Company, and they could get these 15-foot boats out, and they won't have to expand the factory or anything like that. Fixed costs are going to stay the same. Now here's a little summarization of the San Diego boat dealership offer. So boat model, the 15-foot swordfish. Number of boats requested, 20. And the offer price per boat is $13,000. So San Diego is saying, hey, we'll buy 20 boats from you at $13,000 each. What do you think? Will you take us up on it? And San Diego might be saying, hey, if all works out, maybe, possibly we'll, develop a long-term business relationship. So let's see if it's a good idea. Let's see what's going on here. So here are some internal accounting records for Sunset, the Sunset Sailboat Company. Now these internal accounting records, this is not public information. So the dealership, the boat dealership in San Diego is not going to see this. The only thing that the San Diego boat dealership is going to know about is the regular wholesale price, $18,000. That's the normal price. So here's what normally happens at Sunset Sailboat Company regarding the 15-foot swordfish. So the regular wholesale price, $18,000 minus the variable costs, which are labor and materials, $11,000, and variable overhead too. Minus allocated fixed costs per sailboat, $3,000. So the total cost here is $14,000. So usually, if things go according to plan, Sunset Sailboat Company makes $4,000 per boat. Now, I've mentioned this many times in many of my videos that managerial accounting should be renamed to how fixed costs screw up decisions in accounting, all right? And we've got some allocated fixed costs per sailboat, $3,000. And usually, always, that is a bad idea. It is a bad idea to put fixed costs on a per unit basis. I've never, ever seen it work out well, ever. It's always been a bad ending, okay? It's like a big car crash. So, but it gives kind of a rough idea of what's going on here as far as this swordfish profitability, but it's not good. When Sunset Sailboat Company initially received that special offer, I'm sure this is what went through their minds. They said, they want us to sell our 15-foot boats at $13,000 each. Well, we've got direct labor and direct materials of $11,000 and variable overhead. And we've got fixed overhead, fixed costs at $3,000. Well, man, it costs us $14,000 to make these things. There's no way. The people in San Diego are crazy. There's no way we're going to do this. Now, part of the problem here is that these allocated fixed costs per sailboat, this $3,000 right there, that is a problem. Allocating fixed costs, it never works out well. And the reason why is, in this case here, fixed costs are going to stay fixed. They're not going to change. Whether they accept the offer or whether they don't accept the offer, they're going to still have these fixed costs. So when costs are the same either way, they're irrelevant. So that is a really good takeaway from this lesson. In fact, that's kind of the key to the whole problem. When costs don't change either way, like these fixed costs, they're going to stay the same, they're fixed, they're irrelevant in the decision. So you don't even need to include them. So here is what the Sunset Sailboat Company should do when they want to make a good determination if this is a feasible idea. So what costs will be incurred if the offer is accepted? Well, here's the one-time price, the sales price, $13,000, minus out the variable costs like the direct labor, the direct materials, and variable overhead. And if you do a little subtraction, that gives us a contribution margin of $2,000 per boat. All right. And I made a little note down here. Here it is right here. I'm going to put it in bright red print and make the print even bigger so it stands out. Okay, here we go. Fixed costs will not change and are irrelevant in the decision. So in other words, these fixed costs up here, that $3,000, they don't matter in the decision. They're not going to change. Either way, you'll have them. All right, so here is actually the important number right here. So it looks like if Sunset Sailboat Company does accept this offer, they will make a profit of $2,000 per boat. All right, so I've got some questions for you guys. Are you ready? Here's some questions. So number one, based on the numbers alone, should the special offer be accepted? Well, here's the numbers alone right here. So the special offer price, $13,000. Variable costs, $11,000. Profit, $2,000 per boat, okay? So based on the numbers alone, well, the answer would be yes. All right. But the question is actually a lot more complicated than this. And these are things that students in school don't think about. And actually, usually textbooks don't mention this much either, if at all. So here are some other things that you might want to think about. Okay, if the special offer was a long-term agreement to purchase many boats over a long period of time, should the offer be accepted? Well, this calculation here excludes the fixed costs. And so this is a very short-term thinking solution here. So thinking very short-term, opportunistic, it might be a good idea. But on the other hand, if it's a long-term agreement and we're going to do business in the future, these fixed costs here that are in yellow, they all of a sudden become really important because fixed costs have to be covered in the long term, all right? So this may not work in the long term here. Well, the company would have to really think this through if this was a long-term agreement. All right. So here's another question. So what are some potential problems if the one-time special offer is accepted? Suppose we say, hey, yeah, we'll do the offer here. We'll sell them to you cheaper, and we'll take our $2,000 profit here. But what are some things that could go wrong here, thinking a little bit more long-term? So number one here, Sunset is placed in a weak bargaining position if the boat dealership wants to buy boats in the future. So suppose the San Diego boat dealership says, hey, this worked out great. We bought your 20 boats at $13,000 each. We sold them. Our customers loved them. We want to buy more. And so it would be really hard for the Sunset Sailboat Company to say, well, our regular price is $18,000. And so they would have to negotiate the price upwards. It'd be a tough sell. And of course, the Sunset Sailboat Company could say, we sell them at $18,000 and, like it or leave it. And the San Diego company dealership would come back and say, hey, well, you sold us boats at $13,000. Can't we meet in the middle or something? So it's a bad bargaining position to be in if they want to go long term. Here's another problem. Sunset is not developing a long-term business relationship by accepting the one-time special offer. So most businesses like to develop long-term relationships with customers and vendors. That way, there's a lot more predictability in the business. Things aren't so chaotic. By accepting that special offer, they're not developing a long-term relationship. So a third thing that could go wrong here: when other boat dealerships, both current and prospective, learn about the special offer price regarding the San Diego boat dealership, what will their reaction be, So you have to know that in most industries, in most all industries, it's a small world, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody talks to one another. Everybody goes to the same conferences. Everybody reads the same trade magazines, and it's really easy for word to get around. And there really aren't too many secrets, between companies here that are in an industry, and also employees will switch from one company to another company, and that's how information also spreads around. So people are going to learn about the special offer, whether you like it or not. And when other companies, other boat dealerships say, hey, we've been paying $18,000 a boat, and you sold San Diego boats for $13,000, what's the deal? Why can't we get a better deal? It's going to cause a lot of problems. There'll be a lot of explaining to do, a lot of unhappy boat dealership customers. So number 4, is it possible the lower price might send signals to the marketplace regarding the quality of and demand for Sunset sailboats? So when prices go down drastically, people wonder, well, is there a quality problem? Are they going out of business? Or what's up with this? I mean, this is not normal. And there have been a lot of businesses that have kind of ruined their reputation by lowering their prices. When you lower prices, it sends a signal to the marketplace that maybe the demand isn't there, maybe the product quality isn't there, that kind of thing. So it can be a problem. So this is a big decision, huge decision. All right, a lot more complicated than we think, but mathematically and short-term thinking, yes, it should be accepted. Long-term thinking, I don't think so. Because these fixed costs do have to be covered. All right, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you out. Check out accountingsuperstars.com and check out the other videos. I've got them all listed by topic. And hit the like button and the subscribe button. That way people know that you like these videos. And that way YouTube will show more of these videos to more people. All right. So have a great day, and over and out.